Welcome to Our Communiversity Today, sponsored by Pendleton Community Bank and Cucumber and Company, a community affairs program from West Virginia Institute of Technology in Beckley, hosted by Dr. T. Ramon Stuart, president of West Virginia University Institute of Technology, working to make a difference in Southern West Virginia. Guest opinions expressed on this program may not represent the opinions of West Virginia University Institute of Technology, Southern Communications, or its sponsors. And now, with today's program, here's Dr. Stewart.
Welcome to Our Communiversity Today. I'm Dr. Ramon Stuart, president of WVU Tech here in Beckley, and I'm thankful that you chose to be with us today as we explore Our Communiversity. As always, I believe that the community is the university and the university is the community. So one of the big things is I like to see us connect the dots between business and industry, the university, business and industry. And I think we have that. A new collaboration in downtown Beckley called the Beckley Downtown Market, which is the vision of Miss Sarah Carter. And today, as we explore this particular market and how it was brought to Beckley, I'm excited to talk about small businesses and local economic development as we look to transform Southern West Virginia. And so, as always, our goal on Our Communiversity Today is to ask and answer two questions. Why not us? And why not now? So right after this break, we'll be back with more Our Communiversity Today on News Talk WWNR.
Bank with purpose and Golden Bear pride at Pendleton Community Bank. Our WVU Tech Affinity debit card does more than make purchases. It makes a difference. Every swipe supports the William Bill Benn Student Success Fund, helping WVU Tech students facing financial hardships stay on track to achieve their dreams. Show your school spirit and help shape the future, one transaction at a time. Visit yourbank.bank to get started today. Pendleton Community Bank, here for students, here for community, here for you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Discover WVU Tech right in your backyard. With 6 ABET accredited engineering programs ranked among the top 100 for engineering and nursing nationwide, WVU Tech offers the best return on investment in West Virginia. Our small, supportive campus is home to high-demand programs in fields like hospitality and culinary, chemical forensics, and the only 4-year construction management degree in West Virginia. Learn more about all the exciting things happening at Tech at wvutech.edu today.
You gotta call Cucumber and Company. Don't you forget their number, 2500123. 2500123. 2500123. 2500123.
For a good time with your website, call Cucumber and Company today. Online at cucumberandcompany.com.
Welcome back to Our Communiversity Today. Again, we're visiting with Sarah Carter, the visionary behind the new Beckley Downtown Market. How are you today, Sarah?
I'm great. How about you?
I cannot complain. I tell people all the time, all my good days outweigh my bad days, so I better not complain. I thank you for being in studio with me today, and I thank you for your vision. You know, you got an exciting new thing here in Southern West Virginia, but tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am a resident of Greenbrier County, actually, and I went to school in Beckley almost my entire life. Live barely into Fayette County now, but my work and my vision has always been here in Beckley.
Your work and vision, which means your heart, has been here in Beckley.
Yes.
And so when you look at some of the work, tell me about your background in terms of working.
Well, I actually went to Mountain State University, went through the culinary program. By the time I graduated, I was in the coal industry. I was in the coal industry for 20 years at SGS in Sophia. And I just decided to jump ship there and buy a food truck and use my culinary degree.
So tell me how somebody goes from cooking up things in the kitchen to mining coal and back to a food truck.
Oh, I would love to know the answer to that. You know, the coal industry was very good to me, and it is West Virginia as well. So still supporting West Virginia.
Yeah, one of the things I talk about all the time, Sarah, is just having a dream and making it come true. And you don't always have to check these boxes, and everything doesn't go the way you plan. Just like going from culinary to coal mines, and from coal mines to culinary, but just having that motivation to do better and be better. What motivates you?
I did not want to just work for the system my entire life, work a good job. I wanted to chase my dreams. My family, it's always been entrepreneur background, hard farm. And when you're raised like that, it's hard to settle for the 9 to 5 with nothing else. And I love being an entrepreneur.
Okay. And, it takes a lot of courage to be an entrepreneur. Long days, short nights. How do you cope with the stress of being an entrepreneur?
That it is much harder than clocking in and out. For sure, it's more rewarding. Sometimes you just have to sit down and take a breath at the end of the day, shut out with your family, spend some time, and realize that you're reaping the benefits of what you really want, no matter how hard it is.
Yeah, I've always been told nothing comes easy in life but trouble. And so working hard for what you not only want, but the things you think you need is certainly a valuable thing. So you talk about the food truck. Tell me about that.
I did that for a year and a half. It was very enlightening. It was much more difficult than I thought, but it was a very good experience. And I still have it, and I will still use it from time to time. But it took me from just farm and vending to food. It brought everything together. So when everything that I do now, I still have my food truck, which is Fire and Ice, involved in my business. And I have my farm, which is Lavender Hill Roost. I have brought the two together, and it's made my business much bigger and much more successful.
So not only an entrepreneur, but a serial entrepreneur, from food trucks to farm. So is that from farm to table? Was that the approach to Fire and Ice food truck?
No, I would have loved to done farm to table. I do egg production, so that was always put straight farm to table. I have culinary lavender that is sold to a lot of restaurants and such. But the farm part, that I grew up on a farm in Greenbrier County, and I'm seeing as I go to farmers market and vending events that the farms are almost non-existent, it seems. And it is a hard life, but it seems like that passion has been lost. So to bring artists and vendors and farm together, it seems like there's one or the other, but they're not all together. So that's kind of another goal of mine.
Yeah, special shout out to David Richmond, who's on our team here at WVU Tech. He actually works with local farmers throughout southern West Virginia, doing a lot of beef cattle. But you are right, we do not farm as much. But you said something important that I need to better understand. Culinary lavender, okay? I got a good grasp of culinary, and I got a good grasp of lavender, but I have no grasp of putting them together. Tell me more.
So there's two different types of lavender. There's more. There's Spanish and there's intermediate, and then there's culinary lavender. So some lavender you can cook with, some you absolutely cannot. So the English is a culinary lavender, and it's not something that people are familiar with using around here, but it's like for simple syrups, desserts, and such. And there's a savory as well, which I do not grow. But for the more fine dining restaurants, using lavender is very unique. Infusing honeys with it. There's a lot of things that you can do with culinary lavender, and it's a unique and incredible flavor.
I was today years old when I realized that culinary and lavender wasn't just some type of food dye. So I've learned something today, and I'm now anxious to see or experience how it tastes in the food. What does it do to your food?
It is a certain flavor, like any herb. You put rosemary and potatoes, you will taste it. It is not like the same herb. The lavender, you use the buds, you make simple syrups. It adds the lavender flavor to the food.
So definitely a phenomenal visionary in everything from culinary to coal mines to culinary. And now you got a new endeavor. I remember we were visiting with our friend Philip Gerald, who serves as the city manager of Beckley, and he talked about wanting to operationalize some of the vacant buildings in downtown Beckley, and kept hearing about this visionary, and that visionary wound up to be you. So tell us about your first, entry into Beckley in terms of entrepreneurship.
Well, visiting Charleston, other cities, Capital Market, for example, Tamarack, these places are amazing. They're phenomenal, and the thought of starting something like that just seems out of reach. So I talked to Michelle Rodolini a couple years ago about that, and how to get something that big in Beckley. Where in the world to start something like that? We kind of started with the food truck experience and such, but these buildings uptown that have been sitting here that no one is using on one of the best locations to do business, it's kind of what we decided to start out right there on the corner of South Kanawha and Main. And with the vendors that I have met through the years doing my farm shows and food truck, I watched them have very little opportunity to show their skills, to sell their products. And some of these artists are absolutely amazing. They all are. But, they're not recognized, and they have nowhere to do business. And to me, that's horrible. So this is hopefully their opportunity for that to never happen again.
Yeah, another visionary here in Southern West Virginia, Michelle Rodolini, who's the president and CEO of the Beckley Raleigh County Chamber. If you want to hear more about Michelle, please visit our YouTube channel. We had her on as a guest. And you talk about these artists and you talk about these vendors, and then your first opportunity to bring them under one roof was the Christmas market. Tell us about that, or the holiday market.
Yeah, so this market was no different, honestly, than what we have now, but it was before the holiday time, and at that time of year, everyone is looking to shop. So it was absolutely excellent time for us to get out there. Our turnout on such a short notice was unbelievable. Some of the vendors told me that they did better in the first 2 weeks than they had ever done together in their career.
I love that you're bringing people together, giving them opportunity, exposing them, and exposing Southern West Virginia to a new trend. Again, as you talk, having markets, the Capital Market in Charleston, and looking at the market in South Charleston, and then even the Tamarack, where people have things on commission, and to have something right here in downtown Beckley. But ladies and gentlemen, again, in studio with us today, Sarah Carter, the visionary behind the Beckley Downtown Market. We're going to take a short break, so stick with News Talk WWNR for more Our Communiversity Today.
Discover WVU Tech right in your backyard. With 6 ABET accredited engineering programs ranked among the top 100 for engineering and nursing nationwide, WVU Tech offers the best return on investment in West Virginia. Our small, supportive campus is home to high-demand programs in fields like hospitality and culinary, chemical forensics, and the only 4-year construction management degree in West Virginia. Learn more about all the exciting things happening at Tech at wvutech.edu today.
You gotta call Cucumber and Company. Don't you forget their number, 2500123. 2500123. 2500123. 2500123.
For a good time with your website, call Cucumber and Company today. Online at cucumberandcompany.com.
Bank with purpose and Golden Bear pride. At Pendleton Community Bank, our WVU Tech Affinity debit card does more than make purchases. It makes a difference. Every swipe supports the William Bill Benn Student Success Fund, helping WVU Tech students facing financial hardships stay on track to achieve their dreams. Show your school spirit and help shape the future, one transaction at a time. Visit yourbank.bank to get started today. Pendleton Community Bank, here for students, here for community, here for you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Welcome back to Our Communiversity Today. Again, we're visiting with Sarah Carter, the visionary behind the Beckley Downtown Market. And Sarah, I thought in the first segment you said something so profound. You had the holiday market set up in a short amount of time, and some vendors said that they made more money in 2 weeks than they are used to making. How'd that make you feel?
I was so happy for them to be able to have that kind of success so quickly.
And so with that success in mind, now we're moving forward. So
Right.
we would go from the pop-up holiday market to this latest endeavor, the Beckley Downtown Market. When did the market open?
Our ribbon cutting was, I believe, January 23rd, and it opened right about that time. And it was Wednesday through Saturday at that time. Now it's Tuesday through Saturday.
So now we got the market and the days are already expanding, Tuesday
Yes.
through Saturday. That is phenomenal because that means people are actually coming. What hours is the market open?
It is 10 to 3 each day except for Fridays. It's 10 to 5 on Fridays.
Okay. So with that, when you think about the market and you think about the location, prime location, the intersection of Main Street and North/South Canal Street. And I know on South Canal Street alone, there are about 6,000 cars that travel that street on a daily basis. Don't ask me why I know that, okay? Thanks to the West Virginia Department of Transportation. But with that being said, you're going through, you're open from 10 to 3, 10 to 5. What does that look like? What does that look like for your vendors?
Well, we get a lot of a rush around lunchtime as people take their lunch breaks. Most of the uptown business is like people that are working in that area. They come around then. And then on Saturdays, we get everyone that can't come during the week. So it's getting good, especially as the weather clears, a lot better.
So you talk about the vendors. How much space do you have for vendors now?
Well, I am very close to reaching my max capacity for permanent vendors, which those are the vendors that are on a monthly basis. But I always have space for pop-up vendors, which is Fridays and Saturdays. And then some of these permanent vendors will move out on a monthly basis as well. So I'm making a list for future vendors, waiting list for the most part.
Excellent. I love that the demand is high. Now, when we look at vendors, are people on consignment? How does this whole business model work?
No, they are all separate entities, separate businesses, and they pay a booth fee or a pop-up fee, depending on what they choose. So at this point, there is no consignment. That will change going into the future, but this is everyone's opportunity to do business as hard as they can on their own until we move into consignment, and I'm not sure when that will be.
And so you're basically a business incubator.
Yes.
And again, that entrepreneurial spirit you're conveying to someone else. But that's a heavy lift, helping people to build their business. Do you get help from anyone?
I get a lot of help from the Chamber of Commerce. My vendors alone support me. They're there for me now so I can do this interview covering for me. Visit Southern West Virginia. I'm getting ready to join them as well. I'm also joining the West Virginia, well, it used to be the West Virginia Hive. And every single group, even the city, has been very supportive of me.
Yeah, I love how people are working together. You mentioned the West Virginia Hive, a portion of the New River Gorge Regional Development Authority. Tell us some of the things that you work with the Hive on doing.
Well, they'll help me with a business plan where this is kind of a very quick thing that I moved into. I didn't have time to really do a correct business plan, and website design, marketing approach, vendors, just everything to bring more business, even working on the building, funding for working on my building where I'm at.
Yeah. New River Gorge Regional Development Authority under the leadership of Jenna Belcher. I like to always say a proud McDowell County lady. When I was a little boy, she was even a little girl. I don't know if that's a word. And I used to be a lifeguard when she would run around Lincoln's Park Pool in Welch, West Virginia. So I'm so proud of the work that she does and the things she does to help individuals like yourself to grow and develop small businesses. Now, when we think about that growth and development and your near capacity in your building, where do you go next? What happens next? How do you get more people if the demand is there?
Well, our pop-ups are made to take in people that we don't necessarily have room for on the weekends, and especially as the weather clears and we shut down the streets on Saturdays, they will have a lot of room outside on the sidewalks, in the street, and the weekends are the biggest times no matter what at any market. So for now, that is working, and like the funding that could be put into the building to clear more space, to get another floor for us, whatever it is, I will get more space. If it's another building down the street, whatever it is, we're not going to turn people away.
And you know, you talked about moving out into the street. I was down in Floyd County, Virginia, and Floyd County, Virginia is very, very popular for their market. And they not only couple market with community, they couple market, community, and music. Have you had any visions of kind of incorporating other aspects of the community into your vision?
Yes, I've spent a lot of time, I guess, in Charleston, being so close, and I live a little bit closer to Charleston now, living in the PAX area. So Capitol Street does a lot of that. They have the live bands, they have a lot of art, they have vendor shows in the street. They're always shutting it down, and that place is alive. And it's so incredible to see it. I want to see it here. I want the band. I want everything here.
You know, one of the things I say to listeners all the time is I have the opportunity to look into the eyes of the guest on Our Communiversity Today. And as I sit here in studio and I look at you, I see that passion. I see that fire. I see that commitment to not only doing better, but being better. And I just need to applaud you for that, because your spirit, your energy, it's actually contagious. And so your vendors, how do they interpret that energy or that commitment?
You know, I have some of the most positive people up there, and they're supportive, and they understand that this time of year is a lower time of year. It's right after Christmas, but they are not discouraged at all. They cannot wait till the spring. They're so excited about this. Michelle, so excited. We are really working together to make this so much better.
And just this mere notion that people are smiling about things in downtown, or smiling about coming together and trying to help each other, you know, not only further their small business, but also further each other. That concept is a great thing. And when you look at your vendors, tell us a little bit about some of the vendors that you have now.
Well, we have a lot of vendors that create. They're artists, they're bakers, but we also have someone else in there that offers a service. She's a tailor. So we have a seamstress in there. And what we do, feeding off of each other, the business we bring to her, because people come into shop and find out that, hey, we have somebody in Beckley that can alter clothes. That's amazing. Or they can do embroidery. And then vice versa. Her people come in, and while she's working on their clothes, they shop from us. So, and then I have, all of my vendors are out of West Virginia. I have beef out of White Sulphur Springs. I have chicken out of Ripley. So I have some of the meat products as well. I have a potter out of Martinsburg that I know personally from vending from him up there. I have wood turners out of Beckley, jewelry makers. We have such a wonderful assortment. Bakers, you know, one of them's out of Fayetteville. The other one's right here from Beckley. Farmers. And as the season changes and people start to get crops, there's going to be a lot more than that.
So I can come in and get beef. I can come in and get chicken. Then I got the baker that's going to give me some cookies and treats.
That's right.
And then I conveniently can go back to the seamstress that's going to let my pants out because I ate too much.
That's right.
I just never would have believed that you would have a seamstress integrated into this particular type of concept. Are there any businesses or any type of entrepreneurs that do not fit in the market?
Not really. I mean, we may be full in one area on enough bakers or enough jewelry makers, but like I said, there's a waiting list and there's the pop-up. You know, we have fresh eggs, local honey, West Virginia maple syrup. We have everything, but we are welcoming everyone to come in. Let me know what you have. Get on that list or decide if this is right for you or if you'd like to pop up with us sometime.
So, Sarah, one final question.
Okay.
What can we do to help you?
Well, I think bringing the college kids in down to us is we have an older crowd that comes through the market, bringing a younger crowd and the vibe, connecting us, supporting us with marketing, and the press has been in there continually. It makes such a huge difference.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what Communiversity is. Bringing the community together, bringing the university together so that visionaries like Sarah Carter with the Beckley Downtown Market can come and provide services that we may not have. We're going to take a short break. I ask that you stick with News Talk WWNR as we close out this edition of Our Communiversity Today.
Discover WVU Tech right in your backyard. With 6 ABET accredited engineering programs ranked among the top 100 for engineering and nursing nationwide, WVU Tech offers the best return on investment in West Virginia. Our small, supportive campus is home to high-demand programs in fields like hospitality and culinary, chemical forensics, and the only 4-year construction management degree in West Virginia. Learn more about all the exciting things happening at Tech at wvutech.edu today.
You gotta call Cucumber and Company. Don't you forget their number, 2500123. 2500123. 2500123. 2500123.
For a good time with your website, call Cucumber and Company today. Online at cucumberandcompany.com.
Bank with purpose and Golden Bear pride at Pendleton Community Bank. Our WVU Tech Affinity debit card does more than make purchases. It makes a difference. Every swipe supports the William Bill Benn Student Success Fund, helping WVU Tech students facing financial hardships stay on track to achieve their dreams. Show your school spirit and help shape the future, one transaction at a time. Visit yourbank.bank to get started today. Pendleton Community Bank, here for students, here for community, here for you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Welcome back to Our Communiversity Today. Again, I want to thank Sarah Carter, the visionary behind the Beckley Downtown Market. And as I sit here and I reflect on my time spent with Sarah, the enthusiasm is contagious. You can see somebody that went from culinary to the coal mines to culinary to having this vision of giving other entrepreneurs like herself the opportunity to grow and flourish as a business person here in Southern West Virginia. It's that kind of vision. It's that kind of courage. It's that kind of commitment that we need here in our communiversity, because it gives us all the opportunity to not just survive, but more importantly, thrive. And so as you think about this new endeavor of the Beckley Downtown Market, give it a chance. Come down to the corner of Main and South Canard Street. Go in and see the vendors. Like I said, from all the treats you can eat to the seamstress that'll adjust your clothes after you ate too much. The Beckley Downtown Market is that place for us to experience the true power of Communiversity. And so if you want to learn more about the Beckley Downtown Market, please visit WWNRradio.com for additional information and also how you can help build our Communiversity today for a brighter Southern West Virginia tomorrow.
You've been listening to Our Communiversity Today, sponsored by Pendleton Community Bank and Cucumber and Company, a production of West Virginia University Institute of Technology and Communiversity partner, Southern Communications in Beckley. For more on this program and contact information, visit our website at WWNRradio.com.